Blue Lock Season 2. Where do I even begin with this anime? About a month ago, I made a video listing my concern for the production quality of Blue Lock Season 2 because they had released a teaser trailer for the season and it looked really bad. And I was very worried. I talked about how the quality does not look good whatsoever. But I was hoping I was wrong, and people were telling me that we should just wait till the season's out before making judgments. That is just a small teaser trailer. And in my head, I was like, you know what? These people are right. It's just a small teaser trailer. Maybe the production is out of this world in season 2. Who knows? And then the first episode came out, and it was decent. I mean, the only action sequence we got in that entire episode was the beginning scene between Rin and his brother Itoshi, and that was pretty solid. But other than that, we got no action sequences throughout the entire episode, and it was mainly just the characters talking. So the first episode wasn't really enough for us to judge whether or not the animation was bad. And then episode 2 came out, and oh my lord, I don't think I've ever seen an episode be that much of a dumpster fire before in my entire life, because what in the world was that episode? I get it, it's a sports anime, it's kind of hard to animate, but usually when an anime comes out, people expect it to be somewhat animated. In episode 2, all we got was PNG images just moving around on the screen. I don't know what the budget for the episode was, but it could not have been more than like $30. Because give me like a few hours, I could probably remake some of the scenes that they had in the episode. That's how bad it was. And as expected, the internet absolutely stormed Blue Lock, saying that this was the worst animation they had ever seen, comparing it to Seven Deadly Sins and Boruto in terms of bad animation. And I held off on making a video about it because I noticed something. I noticed that episode 2 had all of the scenes that they showed us in the trailer. So in my head, I thought, what if they put all of their bad scenes into one single episode and put that into the trailer? Now, I don't know what the marketing strategy would have been behind that. I don't know why they would want to do that. But maybe it was to like subvert the audience's expectations or something. So I thought maybe episode 2 is the only one with bad animation, and the rest of the episodes have good animation. So I waited for episode 3 to come out. And now episode 3 came out, and I could just safely say, Blue Lock has the worst animation I have ever seen in any anime. Like, talk about Seven Deadly Sins, talk about Record of Ragnarok, talk about Boruto. Bring up all of the animes you can that have bad animation, and none of them will compare to Blue Lock. Blue Lock has the most consistent bad animation I have ever seen. And episode 3 is somehow worse than episode 2. I am not exaggerating how bad the animation is, because I think I can count on one hand the amount of scenes there are where the characters are actually moving. Because every other scene besides those are just still images moving around. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that some parts of the episode look like they're just key visuals teasing the anime. They don't look like they're actual anime episodes. And the scenes where the characters are moving, it's all CGI. It's all really bad CGI. Now, I usually don't care about CGI as much as most people, because oftentimes it's not that noticeable in my opinion. But with Blue Lock, it's so bad. Like, it's hard not to notice how bad the CGI is. I think I can show you guys one scene from the latest episode that sums up how bad the animation quality is. And unfortunately, the scene I'm going to show you is one of my favorite moments in the entire manga. It was one of the moments that got me hooked into reading Blue Lock. And it was the moment where Isagi entered his flow state for the very first time, and he was able to outperform both Rin and Shido, the number 1 and number 2 players of Blue Lock, and he scored the final goal to win it for his team. Now, this moment happens around the 16-minute mark in the 3rd episode of the anime, and it is an entire minute-long sequence, if not more than a minute, of moving still images. That's it. Just still images being moved around And there is like no movement. There is no actual animation that you can look at in the entire sequence. And the scene where Isagi jumps forward to steal the ball from Rin and Shido, it's a PNG with some cool visual effects around it. I am not kidding you. That is the actual scene. I wish I could make this up and say that this was a key visual, but I can't. It looks like one of those TikTok manga edits. Actually, no, that's an insult to TikTok manga edits because even those edits have more animation than whatever I just saw. I just don't understand how they were able to look at this animation and were able to just release it. Like, I get it, it's not the animator's fault, it's whoever's in charge of the studio, but whoever's in charge of the studio couldn't have seen this and wanted it to be released. There's no way you care so little about what you're working on that you would release garbage like this and not give him more time. I remember complaining about the season 1 animation of Blue Lock, and that was because of a few wonky CGI scenes and me being unhappy that Isagi's aura was lime green. But I didn't realize back then how good I had it. I didn't realize how much worse it could get, because back then, yeah, there were some wonky CGI scenes, but there were also some really well animated scenes. Like, for example, Baro's awakening was crazy good animation. Isagi's first goal where he says, "I'm a striker," that was well animated. We got moments like that. In season 2, we don't have that. We just have moving PNG images with no animation behind them and some cool effects used on probably CapCut or something. And anytime I talk about bad animation, there are always people who say something like,
"Oh, well, you don't know how hard it is to animate."
Or they say,
"If you hate the animation so much, why don't you go animate it yourself?" And
one, yes, I don't know how hard it is to animate. I have never animated anything in my entire life. And two, no, I will not go animate it myself if I don't like it. Because here's the thing, you don't have to be a chef to critique food. Because the logic just does not make sense behind that. Just because I don't know how to animate doesn't mean I don't have the right to criticize how bad the animation is, because this is objectively, and I don't use the word objectively much because a lot of things are subjective. Actually, most things in life are subjective. But if you look at the Blue Lock animation, this is objectively bad animation. Why is it objectively bad animation? It's because it has little to no animation in it. I kid you not, I saw a fan animation the other day of Blue Lock that had better animation than whatever we're getting in season 2. And I am not even exaggerating. Blue Lock is the highest selling manga of 2023. And this is the quality it's getting in the anime. Make it make sense, please. My only hope for Blue Lock season 2 at this point is the U20 game, because before the season actually came out, the voice actors behind the characters said that the animators put all of their time and effort into animating the U20 game. And I hope this is true. I hope the animators actually put some effort into animating the U20 game. And that's why these first few episodes look so bad, is because they put all of their budget into the U20 game. If that happens, all is forgiven. I will make a video talking about how wrong I was, talking about how the Blue Lock season 2 animation is actually good because they put all of their budget into the U20 game. But my hopes are not that high. But for now, I can safely say that Blue Lock season 2 has the worst animation I have ever seen in an anime, and that is so hard for me to say because Blue Lock is one of my favorite manga series out there. But at this point, if you're an anime only, just switch to the manga. Just switch to the manga. You'll be doing yourself such a huge favor if you do. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what other videos you guys want to see in the future. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.